Matt, what is the craziest thing that you can think of that you might want to connect to a network?
This will take me a while. I got a crazy imagination, but I think the answer you're looking for is a skateboard.
A skateboard.
Yeah. Okay.
So tell me.
So this was interesting. A little bit of research that came out on a particular set of motorized skateboards that people were apparently using. Two researchers, one of them realized that he was using his own skateboard in an area that I guess was very well known for having all sorts of EM interference, and he would lose control of his skateboard, which was controlled by a small Bluetooth, controller, which would allow him to, apply the brakes, speed up or reverse, and it just would stop responding. And it turns out that the electromagnetic interference was actually jamming the communications, so his commands weren't going through. But then, with a little more thought, he said, well, what else can I do with this if I know that I can cut off the communications between my controller and my board? And so they're calling this the faceplant bug in a long tradition of mildly amusing names for bugs. But apparently, one of the brands of skateboards that they tested, they were able to actually stop and quickly reverse the motor on this skateboard so that the user would continue moving forwards while the skateboard would go backwards.
That'd be pretty surprising.
Apparently, there's a little bit of a lag time if you're looking for it. If you realize your motor's spinning down, you might pick up on it and step off. But for most new users, they said nope, you're going to end up in the dirt or on the pavement. Apparently, they can do other things like if you're standing at the top of a tall hill and you're relying on your brakes to keep you from moving, same attack can be used to make you go forwards without you being prepared for that. So I think it's a little bit silly that these things are using Bluetooth for, I guess you want to have some sort of wireless control of your motorized skateboard. I wasn't really familiar with motorized skateboards until I heard about this story. But it seems like one of the more ridiculous things that I've ever heard of someone attacking, and I would call this, it's verging on an Internet of Things device because it is using Bluetooth.
Yeah. Oh, it's only one step away from it.
I mean, if they decided to hook this up to Wi-Fi, I don't know why the heck you'd want to do that, but still, it seems so a little bit bizarre. I mean,
A little bit.
This has been making some real news, and I don't know. Would you go out and buy yourself a Bluetooth controllable skateboard knowing this?
I don't think that would have been a part of the thought process. And I think that's the significance here is that as we start talking about, or as we've been talking about Internet of Things and all of the devices that could potentially, the sky's the limit here. I mean, we really need to broaden our imagination. I would not have thought of skateboard until this story came out. So it's as we progress forward, as the technology evolves, and as even the technology that we have available today becomes smaller and cheaper, we're going to expect to see this kind of thing in many, many more kinds of devices. And the implications are unimaginable as well at this point. So keep your eye out for it from a security standpoint.